Okay, so welcome to my very first podcast. I thought I would try this out, see how it goes, and hopefully we can make this a regular thing. Okay, so just a bit of history into where I come from. Okay, so I've been doing this for a while. I had an idea for online marketing a while back, and I talk about a while back, I think when I was repping, I was doing a lot of weddings back then. So I came up with a website called weddingphotographer.co.za. It was actually available. I'm talking about 1998, 1999. So the idea was I create a website where people could advertise on just a listing. Just say, back then, didn't even emails, actually. It was all Hotmail and stuff like that back then. And then what we did was I created like a listing. For example, say it was a photo lab. The photo lab had the contact details, just a listing on that website. But to drive attention to that website, I was doing a lot of weddings back then. So what I would do is at the wedding, I'd have it announced. If you want to see the photographs at the wedding, of the wedding for anybody else, they could go to this website. So of course, generate traffic to that site. And then, of course, people advertising it would be seen and hopefully get exposure that way. And that worked quite well. And then when I left repping, I was repping for Canon back then. We were very involved with the Sharks, and it was really a great experience. I decided, you know what? Let's do this one step further. And I went to a shopping center called Cascades here in Pietermaritzburg, and I had a form for all the shop owners to fill out. It had the details, address, and everything, and a questionnaire. Would they advertise on a website or list on a website based on the shopping center? This is back in 2001. All right, so we registered the domain through, back then, was called Network Solutions. It was the only way we could do it. And it was called cascadesonline.cc, because in those days it wasn't .co.za, it just didn't exist. So .coms are taken, all the rest. So we had to try something other, what they call top-level domain, or TLD, which is known today as a top-level domain, or .cc back then. And then we created the website using Flash. All right, so the list of all the shops, like a diagram of the shopping center. I actually mapped it out, walked around with a grid, and I actually drew it out. And we took this and put this into the website and created like a map with all the shops listed and everything. And we created the website for Cascades, and I got a lot of people advertising on it. And center management are quite cooperative. They actually put in their newsletter. They could go there and view. And back then, statistics weren't readily available. We had to really try and find that out. Anyway, I sold a lot of banner advertising back then. It was back to 2001. So there's been quite an evolution of what I'm doing. And as you know, today, social media is the way to go. Back in 2006, I registered G-Design, which is my company, gdesign.co.za, and .net. Ever since then, me copycats and all the rest. Somebody tried to sell me a .com version of that for about 23,000 Rand. Told them to go hark. So that gives a bit of history where I started. I'm going to go into more of what I've been doing over the past few years in other podcasts. I thought I'd just do a bit of a summary. So I started in 2001 doing this officially when I left Canon, and I started going on my own. And being in a sales background, and I firmly believe in in-person visits. I don't do mass mail shots, that kind of stuff. I give talks. I go and see the clients. I go and see how their business works. We actually, before I went on my own in 2006, I was with a group of guys that we owned some really hectic domains, one of them in Durban.co.za. And I got hold of Perito, which was the pavilion governing body. There was the legal department, and we took on the domain, the pav.co.za. And for 6 months, I knocked on doors. I knocked on shop windows. I went to see management. I really worked that territory. And we created the website, created a listing of all the shops. And long and short of it is, banner advertising, listing space, everything, I sold that based on a subscription basis of like 150 Rand a month, depending what they wanted. We're making over 10,000 Rand a month on subscriptions within 6 months. We just knocked on doors, worked a territory. I went down every single day to the pavilion, mapped the place out, put a website together. It was so comprehensive and so well visited. And the stats showed it, and people were lining up to advertise on it. It was back before 2006. I think 2004 actually we did it. So I've watched the landscape evolve over time, and it's made online advertising and marketing so much easier with what we're doing these days. So, of course, with the advent of Facebook, advent of the metaverse, which includes 17 17 platforms within that ecosystem. It's really quite amazing. But there's others. There's X, which is Twitter. Elon Musk brought it out and streamlined it. X is more of an overseas thing. I've noticed we don't get really much results in South Africa on that, even though can't be overlooked. There's a lot of followers and everything. But for local business and everything, I just don't think that's a platform to go. It's our personal experience. Others might have done better. TikTok has come through the ranks, which is great for a younger crowd, more very, very content-driven, very, very vibey, but it does get a huge following. But I find that the actual tools for getting to your audience, Meta, nothing comes close to Meta. I'm serious. And this series of podcasts I'm going to be doing is how to use Meta 101. All right, so I'm going to show you briefly today how to just get more, what they call organic reach. In other words, natural reach. You have to pay for it. Okay, it's like listing on Google, for example, without using the ad campaign things. Or paying Google. Okay, organically your rankings will grow as time goes on. To jump the queue, as it were, you obviously pay Google quite a bit of money. And the same thing with Meta. You pay Meta and your adverts will then start scaling your inquiries and everything. And there's no guarantee that those inquiries are going to create extra business. But over time, it does. It just does. It just takes time, which is something I've tried to emphasize to all my clients. Just give it time. And I would say 3 months is a good catalyst. And I'm going to show you just organically, briefly today, to how to grow your audience. So I'm going to open up a Facebook page, which is my own. And then I'm going to go to 1 or 2 pages that I look after. And I'm going to show you how important it is to just respond to simple comments, anything anybody engages, to increase your engagement. There's a reason for that. When somebody engages with your post, say you post, right, and Meta best practices that you do it once a day. Okay, so even if somebody goes like a like, you click on that like and you comment, thank you so much for your like, and if you want to know more, go to my website. Here is a link. So you're not the only person, they're not the only person that sees this response. Okay, other people will as well. Okay, so we're going to just go into it briefly this morning, and then what we'll do is I'll just demonstrate to you just to create more traffic to your site. In other words, raise awareness. This is an ongoing thing, all right? So online advertising is not a passive exercise. It just isn't. The less you put into it, the less you're going to get. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's a life principle. So I'm going to just pull it up and I'm going to show you just very briefly. So let's just go through to Facebook. I'm going to bring up, let's go here quickly. All right, let's have a look and see what we got here. All right, this is a client of mine's home feed, Bent on the Beach. And I'm going to go to my one, which is Greg Revolt. And this is my home page, G-Design Online Solutions, fast, secure, cost effective, and so on and so forth. All right, so I posted this the other day. Okay, so I've got a few of them who've liked it and whatever. So now, for example, I want to respond to Haley Vaughan. Okay, we'll click to any of these. So you pull that up. I can message these people directly. Okay, so let's pull up Haley, for example. Okay, so thanks for your comments. Remember, this is going directly to her. Please visit gdesign.co.za for more updates on my services. Okay, there we go. All right, so this person will get that link and so on and so forth. All right, so that's how to respond organically to, and you see over here it works. All right, so your website then pulls up all this link, will pull up all the stuff over here. Excuse me. So it's the same thing you can do with your website. All right, so you get hold of all these people. Here's another one I put together, which is really cool. Jonathan Stardust, it looks like fun. Let's reply to him. Yes, it was. Let me know if you want to know more. WhatsApp me on 083 491 4436. Okay. Remember, Gerald's not going to be the only person who sees this. All right, there are going to be other people who see it. So the more you respond to your messages and everything, the more organically you're going to reach. Okay, so let's pull up. Let's go here, for example. I'm going to go to Bent on the Beach. They're clients of mine. I look after the Facebook page, and let's have a look and see what's going on over here. All right, so there's our post this the other day. And there we go. Nobody's really commented on that just yet. Let's go here. See insights. All right, here's one. Okay, so here's Lewin Brits. He's liked it. So click on this. And Lewin Brits, let's have a look and see what he's all about. All right, so this is what I suggest you do. You go and you check these people out. See what they're all about. All right, let's go back over here. And then I'm just going to mention over here, if nobody's commented or whatever its case is, well, that's up to them. So let's have a look at insights. There's another one I created. Remember too, the more, try and make your posts engaging, moving figures that just do so well. All right, see insights. Let's have a look and see what this has gone and done here. Views 25. Let's have a look and see what this is all about. The number of times your content was displayed. All right, so nobody's really interacted with this thing over here. So, but it does give you an idea. Reach 29. Average watch time 16 seconds, which is actually okay. Average watch time 16 seconds. Meta Business Suite, you can create an advert out of that. It's actually done quite well. 25 views. Over the years, organic reach on Meta has just dropped. It just has. I remember when I first started this thing it must have been over 10 years ago, we used to reach over 1,000 organic views. Now it's a fraction of that. It's just the way it's become. Let's have a look over here. Somebody's commented here. Who's really been commenting? Again, too, it's so difficult getting organic reach these days on Meta. The only way you can really do it is by, I would say, advertising. Organic reach, as good as these posts actually are, they're brilliant. I've done them myself. That's why, I'm pretty partial. 52 views. All right, but unfortunately, there's no way of tracking these views. It's a bit of a problem. Before we used to be able to. Now with the Poppy Act thrown in, it's very difficult to track these people unless they've actually seen a physical. People just view, and they don't really. I hear somebody's actually shown Kaylee Naka. Let's have a look at her. Okay, see options, engaged. Okay, fine. So stalked her profile a bit over here. But again, comment has been, they haven't really commented. It's so difficult getting comments. Okay. So even with insights and posts and everything have done so well. Okay, so the way to check your insights is to go to your Meta Business Suite. All right. Ignore all this over here. It just insights is very, very professional dashboard. These are great. But if you really want to get to the nitty-gritty of your posts, let's go to Meta Business Suite. All right, so we're going to go here. All right, so let's have a look and see we're running a couple of adverts over here. But let's look at insights. All right, let's see how well this has actually gone and done here. All right, so results. Okay, so we got over here from the 14th of October to 10th of November, last 28 days. All right, 31K, it's pretty cool. Again, if you want to see your insights, this is what you do. All right, so let's go to your inbox. All right, let's have a look and see if any messages have been left lying around, which is what you really need to do. Please understand, your inbox is your first place you go to. You've got to go there. All right, so let's have a look over here. And of course, Nini has mentioned over here, again, you don't just leave it. That's over here is something, I'm losing it all in. For more information. Okay, there we go. Saved reply. Click to insert. Let's do that. All right, so this is really cool. All right, this is saved. Let's go send. Now, the reason this is like an automated response. All right, so I suggest you work on your automated response. The way you find that out is by going to this little thing over here. All right, I'm going to go over that in another podcast. All right, but if you want to create your automations, click on this. Okay, what you need to do is whenever anybody comments, whatever they do, just drop this in. I'll tell you why. Again, they're not the only person who sees this response. All right, other people will see it. Let's have a look over here. Cool. That's really good. Okay, so there's been responded to. Shirley Landline, blah, 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 been to the beach. Again, let's have a look. Ruby Pillay, they've also been corresponded with as well. Very, very important. Go to your Meta Suite, go to your inbox. Lead Center, we'll go into that some other time. Notifications as well. You might want to go there and have a look at everything. Okay, so Facebook comments. Now let's go here. Now I want to explain this to you. So you click on Facebook comments. Now remember if you want to increase your organic reach, you share your comments, you'll share this to groups. So for example, go here, share. And you'll find that you'll go groups. And all these groups will pop up, all right? So you click on that and share with that particular group. Now, remember too, this is outside your ecosystem. These are people that you don't necessarily follow you. So the way to pick up their comments, should they comment on your post, okay, is to go to this section here, Facebook comments. Now, this person over here, whether she's part of the ecosystem or not, I don't know, but she said yes. So you reply to her, thanks for your comments. Typo. Please visit our site. Okay, fine. So there we go. So what you need to do is when you respond to these people, leave a link behind, leave a contact detail, leave something behind for people to view. Because again, too, they're not the only people who view these comments. All right. So important. All right. So this over here is another person. Let's have a look here. Happy birthday. Do the same thing. Let's have a look over here. Again, too, there's a client of mine's profile. They're also supposed to be commenting on it. For example, again, too, they haven't responded. This is, again, what I'm saying to you is that when you go to these Facebook comments, please engage with these people. Engage with them. For example, reply. Okay. Please call us on. Let's have a look over here. Their website should be here. Let's go here quickly. Here we go. So what you do is that you take your website details. Okay, inquire now. Let's have a look and see over here. Here we go, landline. Here we go, copy and paste that. Drop it into this. And then enter. Okay, so they've been responded to. So important. All right, again to so important. Okay, I'm going to stop there. There's going to be more next week. I'm going to do this on a weekly basis, but I just want you to see how important it is to actively engage with your social media platform. The more you post, the more response. The more you respond, the more response you get. It's a reciprocal thing. So important. Okay, again, too, if you are interested in knowing more, please direct message me. Like, comment, and share on my Instagram, on my YouTube channel. I'm going to build my followers up. Next year, I'm going to really be going for it. Podcasts we're going to be doing from different locations, guest houses, and that kind of stuff. So keep a lookout. I'm going to be scaling this channel. But in the meantime, social media, if you're not there, you're invisible. You just are. And this podcast that I'm going to be doing from time to time, perhaps on a weekly basis, will show you how to scale your audience. If you want to know more, direct message me. I'm happy to come through and see you or set up a Zoom meeting. All right, so we can go through it because this is so important. This is social media marketing 101. I've been doing this for a while, and I'll go into it a bit later on in another podcast of exactly how all this started, but it's really very, very comprehensive. I'm showing you stuff that I was shown when I first started from the actual consultants at Nose's Facebook when I was Meta. All right, hope you enjoyed this. It's been a bit lengthy. If you stuck to the end of it, well done. Again, any questions, please message me directly. Okay, have a good one. Have a good day and be safe out there. Take care. Bye.